Welcome to today's episode of the Musky Tales podcast, which is brought to you by Operation Fishing Freedom, currently airing on Discovery Channel on Sunday mornings. Today's episode, we have Ron and John from the Mutiny Bass Anglers. Thanks for being with us here today, guys.
Thank you, Kurt.
So I've heard of the infamous Mutiny Bass guys. So, and I got my security. We were joking about the hat, but I wore it specifically for you guys.
Don't worry, Teddy's not here.
Yeah, so there you go. So, but as far as Mutiny Bass Anglers, I guess, where did you guys, start, and tell me a little bit about your history with the Mutiny and how you became connected with Musky Tales.
We fished tournaments. Let's say my brother and I started in like 1992. You and Scott started before that.
Scott had been fishing out here a long time. I started fishing with him in '88 and started fishing tournaments in 1990.
Somewhere along the line, we kept bumping into each other. We became friends, along with
Joe,
Nick and Joe. There are 6 of us that run the whole thing, and we started thinking about how maybe we could run a better circuit than some of the other guys that were running them.
Okay.
Because circuits, a lot of them come and go, and then next thing you know, you have a good circuit that you really enjoyed fishing, and it's gone. Mm-hmm. And then somebody else takes over, but you're like, this guy's not doing as good of a job as the other circuit did, and we'd like to do a little better. Mm-hmm. So we started talking about it, and basically it all happened at a bar.
And it started out as a joke.
And as a joke.
I think one of our main goals was to get a classic nearby where our local anglers didn't have to travel, 8, 12 hours to go fish a championship, against 300 and some teams. Mm-hmm. We thought it'd be better be able to sleep in your own bed at night, and fish a tournament, save some money, stay close to home, and be easier for a lot of guys to do it. Okay. So that was one of our ideas.
Yeah. We wanted to run a circuit that everybody could really get into, kind of bring back the camaraderie and the friendship that goes along with a lot of these circuits, instead of just a money thing, right? Mm-hmm. Where you're coming in, you're winning, taking your trophies, and you're going home. We wanted to create a better atmosphere, Okay. So on bar napkins, we just started jotting down notes and ideas, and pretty soon, you're looking those over, and we thought, boy, maybe we could actually do this thing, and then it became a reality. We started it. And back, was it 15? Yeah.
2016 was our first year.
Yeah, so we just finished our 4th year. But we had an innovative idea that one of that other people weren't doing. One of our things was we wanted to pay back more money than anybody else was. Okay. Everybody wants to take their cut that are running these tournaments, and so these circuits. And we thought, we're going to pay back more money than anybody else is. So we pay back literally 90% at every tournament, and 5% goes into the classic fund, and we only take 5% for operating costs.
Okay.
Nobody does that.
Okay.
Really, nobody does that. Everybody's taking a cut off for profits or to continue running their business. We're kind of doing it without any payment, we don't get anything back for it other than knowing that we're running an exceptional tournament.
Ours is like more of a sponsor-driven tournament.
Yeah.
We've got big sponsors. We've got Musky Tales. We have 7-Eleven, 2 of our biggest sponsors. Mm-hmm. We have other sponsors.
Bedford Sales.
Twin Lakes Marine.
Twin Lakes Marine jumped
Falcon
on.
Rods.
Falcon Rods.
Yeah.
We a whole list of them here. Okay.
Yeah.
And so our brochure. Because of that, we were able to collect less from the anglers, but still pay out more than anybody else was. And because of that, we immediately started taking the lead on the Fox Channel Lakes. We literally became number 1 of all the circuits that were running out here into our 2nd year. And now in our 4th year, we're still drawing the most teams of anybody else. And we started a Lake Geneva division. So that we could see how we would do over there. And right now, currently, we are number 1 in Lake Geneva as far as drawing in number of teams and so forth.
Yeah, we had a gentleman that was already established circuit up there that came to us and his name is Tom Gradowski, came to us and asked if we'd like to take over with his help, and Jeremy Hukin and Billy Heim, a guide up there. It was okay. We want to be more successful up there next year, and I think we will be. Couldn't have done it without those guys.
Okay. Yeah.
Just like we can't do it here without sponsors like Musky Tails, 7-Eleven.
Yeah, Musky Tails, Time to Bite, 7-Eleven. They've been with us from the beginning. Bedford Sales from the beginning. We constantly get people coming on board that feel like we're a good representation of a fishing circuit. They like us. They want us to, they want to be on board, part of our team.
Yeah.
And
you're always welcoming new sponsors
Oh,
when
absolutely.
the opportunity
Absolutely.
arises. So if somebody watching today has a friend or somebody they know
We've
in the
reached-
sport,
we've reached out to the community to see if they want to be a part of our team, because basically we're community driven.
right.
We run it on like John said earlier, we run it on the Fox chain. Our championship is on the Fox chain.
Right.
Now we've actually kind of grown a little bit because of Lake Geneva, but this year we did something innovative. We had one day, our championship is always 2 days. One day we had on Lake Geneva, and then one day on the Fox Channel Lakes, combining the weights, and then at the end, determining the winners, which are actually John and Scott ended up taking second place. Nick and Joe took third
Thanks,
place.
kid.
Yeah. And that's a substantial amount of money, because this year our total purse was $23,000.
Wow. Okay.
And our first place was $9,000 in cash and prizes total.
Okay.
John, you guys collected how much?
4,100.
$4,100 for second place, $3,100 for third place, and down the line. We also do something that nobody else is doing. Absolutely nobody. We pay 1 in 4 places.
Okay.
Most tournament circuits will pay 1 in 6. So for every 6 teams that fish, they pay 1 slot. Okay. I know that in the past we adopted a 1 in 5 payout system. But then we were approached by our members, and we always listen to our members. Okay, these guys, they're the ones supporting us.
Sure.
They're the ones that are coming out here
Well,
and
then
fishing.
you don't
these things.
exist.
Yeah, so we got to listen to them, and they wanted more checks paid out. So the guys that weren't finishing, let's say first, second, third, fourth, were still going home with some money in their pocket.
Okay.
And it was advantageous for them to come out and support us. So we ended up paying out 1 in 4 slots. Nobody does that. So for every 4 teams that come out, we pay a slot. Okay, and so if you have, you can always figure it out, because if we have 40 teams, if we have 35 teams, or 45 teams, we've actually had 50 teams. Okay, so that you're going to be paid 1 in 4 slots.
Okay. So it always changes as to how
Right.
many are getting paid. Huh?
Right. The money
and I
changes.
never realized that. I mean, so often when we do events here, I'm busy running around
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah,
But
you're helping
You're
us
always
out.
running around.
I
Yeah.
don't get to watch the weigh-ins, which is tough. But I never realized that it varies in terms of how
It does.
many payouts there
So
are.
our payouts, like our payouts, our goal every single tournament is to draw in at least 50 teams.
Right.
I mean, that would be our goal. In Lake Geneva, that's pretty much your limit on the permit. So we would like to get back up to 50 teams. We weren't quite there. We got up to 40 this year.
Yeah,
that one
I
tournament.
think we averaged about 26.
26
which
this
we
year.
were a little disappointed in, but I think this year.
But still
we'll be
more
better.
than any other circuit that was running out there. We were still running more teams.
Okay.
It's just that I think it's split a little bit. Guys are going to take a little while to get used to us. Familiarize themselves.
Sure.
They see our payouts.
Where do
that's
they
what-
get to know you, though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then they'll never come back. That was our same when we started on the chain. I think we averaged about 26.
First year,
too. So
26
it's kind of
team.
funny how they both.
Right. Numbers are parallel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then next year we went up to 35, and then we were in the mid 40s. And like I said, we've hit 50. And I'd like to. I know John and I have talked about this. We'd like to keep it at 50 almost every event, because your payouts are much bigger. The amount of spots you're paying go down a lot further. Your big bass is a more. Out of our entry fee, which is $200 every single tournament, $20 of that goes towards big bass.
Okay.
So the more teams you have, the bigger the big bass
If
is.
you got 50 teams, that's $1,000
$1,000
fish.
big bass.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Catch one fish.
One fish.
$1,000.
Anybody could catch one fish that's a big bass. So
And
that's
that's
1,000.
usually going to put you in the money too. For
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
So yeah. So did you guys? I don't remember. Did you guys get big bass when you took second?
No, we did not.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
Somebody else did, which was kind of nice.
It's kind of nice to
Yeah.
spread it out.
Sure, yeah.
Because
Yeah,
you know,
you
a
can't
lot
take
of
it
times you'll have where the first place team is really on fish,
Right.
and they'll grab
Everything.
first place.
Mhm.
Plus they'll grab big bass.
Mhm.
You know, but it's always nice when
And they
somebody
get the-
else catches the big bass.
Sure,
You know,
yeah.
because it kind of spreads it out. A little.
And then
Absolutely,
Bedford
yeah.
Sales pays, in our championship, paid $500 to the first place winner. And every tournament they pay $250
Yeah, so
for
like
the first place.
whatever
Okay.
our prize money for first place is, Bedford Sales ensures that it's an extra $250 or Bedford cash as they call it.
Okay.
You could use it at their store for anything you need, and they have a great tackle shop there and
Okay.
everything.
Yeah.
So you can buy all kinds of things there. So they give us an extra $250. So whatever our payout is, tack on for first place another $250.
Okay.
That's kind of nice. And then the championship, it's an extra
About
$500.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. And where is Bedford Sales?
It's down in
Morris.
Morris, Illinois. Pat
okay.
and Sam Rashevsky.
Okay.
They've been, like you said, they've been with us from day one.
Yeah.
They're great people.
And it's great that they're supporting you, being at the events up here on the chain.
Right.
So obviously, a lot of your members still go to Bedford and
Oh,
work
yeah.
with them because
Right.
they're supportive of
They've
you.
been-
Well, a
They've
lot
been-
of, let's say all of our well, not all of our members, because some of the members are, let's say, non-boaters, but I would say 75% of our members own boats.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So here's a guy, smart guy, right? He sells boats.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's going to have to buy his boats, so he
Right.
associates himself with us, and a lot of our guys own boats that were purchased at his
Sure.
his store.
Yeah.
So
Very good. And then, obviously here in terms of, the number of boats, we're talking about how many show up for each event. Aside from widening the channel and getting more parking, because
Yeah,
we're getting
yeah.
more and more full, it seems,
Yeah,
as
yeah.
these events go on, which is great.
yeah,
But, we've got some great things going with, the tournaments and stuff, and we have a lot of fun with them. And they're great to see just because you see a lot of family come out for the weigh-ins and
Right.
the kids are there.
Right.
And, I get people either from the campground or that come through the shop when we talk about the bass circuit. They ask questions about it and they're like, oh, how can I get to see that? So we're like, well, here's the dates, come out and, watch
Right.
an event because it's so fun to actually see.
it is. The
So-
atmosphere is fun because even after the tournaments, we have like some raffle prizes we try to
Mhm.
raffle off. So
Mhm.
people that are just sitting around there, maybe not fish the tournament at all, but they could still get involved in some
Sure.
way.
Yeah.
There's always food here. There's drinks here. It's a beautiful place to sit outside during the nicer weather.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have bands here.
Mhm.
People enjoy that.
Yep.
So it's a great atmosphere. We all know each other.
Mhm.
Basically in fishing tournaments.
It's a fun day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I look forward to
It's a
them.
fun
Absolutely.
day. Yeah. I mean, it's a long day because you're getting here
Yeah.
early.
Mondays
in the
are
morning.
tough. Yeah. So.
But
So-
it's a fun day. It's a great time. It's something to do.
Yeah.
And bring out and like guys will have their wives come out, their girlfriends come out, their kids come out,
Yeah.
and support them on,
Mhm.
and everybody has a good time.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
it's a good. It's well worth coming out.
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing you can't control is the weather. And I
No.
know 2019 was
Oh, it's
tough.
tough.
Yeah, it was.
We had some
Oh,
rough events. And,
That high water. That high
High
was
water,
crazy.
snowed out
water.
twice.
Yes, snowed out. Yeah.
Yeah.
One day it was 6 inches of snow in April.
Yeah.
We had a tournament scheduled. We had to cancel that one.
Mhm.
I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah. Have you talked to Mother Nature for 2020?
Right.
yet?
We're trying to
Yeah.
work out a deal.
Yeah. So, and with 2020 in mind, do you have the dates lined up already?
We do. We do. We're gonna,
May
like this
adventure.
is our brochure. We're probably gonna have to get a slightly larger brochure.
Yep.
Based on the fact that we have more sponsors coming in.
Mhm. Yeah.
And sometimes sponsors cycle because somebody will get on board for a couple of years and then they want a year off, or
Sure.
they drop out for a little bit. Maybe
Yep.
sometimes they come back.
Mhm.
But anyways, on our sponsorship list, we always have the dates. Okay, so for this is 2019, but for
Mhm.
2020,
Mhm.
let's say our Fox dates are May 9th, June 14, June 28, July 19, August 16, September 13, and September 27th.
Okay.
And our classic is almost always the first weekend in October.
Okay.
Okay. Actually, it's always been the first.
So, yeah.
Yes. So this
4 years.
next year in 2020, that'll be October 3rd and 4th.
Okay.
Then we also have something real quick on the Fox Chain side that we've adopted because our members enjoyed it, and talk about a fun tournament. Guys and gals.
Yep.
Okay, it's always in August. It's usually a 5-hour tournament. Starts around at 7 a.m. Goes to about noon. Everybody comes in. 4 fish limit, but you have to fish with a guy and a girl have to be fishing. So let's say You have like a father and daughter. I fish with my niece. Husband and wife, boyfriend and girlfriend, and you come out here and you have just a fun time. It's a small entry fee. We give out trophies to first, second, and third. Musky Tails Time to Bite does a package deal where we have some food and some drinks and and some cookies and so forth, and we make a big party out of it. It's always a really good time. I know people have enjoyed it. It keeps growing every year. We have it.
My wife last year fished it. She's never fished in her life. She enjoyed it. She goes, but she'll never do it again. She goes, that's tough standing there 5 hours. I said, you try it for 8.
I mean, in August usually is more stable weather, so you have a little bit better situation,
right?
Where you got some sunshine and you got because I mean, let's face it. We're the only idiots that want to sit out there in a storm,
correct,
or whatever, and snow or whatever, hail. We'll fish through anything, but you bring out your significant other or your daughter or your niece or something. They don't want to fish.
Or your grandma.
Or your grandma.
Bring your grandma fishing.
A couple guys brought their moms last year.
Yeah.
Rob and
Rob brought his mom.
I do.
Mike brought his mom.
Yeah.
I think, and both of them cashed.
Okay. See, that's perfect.
I think Rob got big fish, and Mike came in second or third.
And Bedford Sales is nice enough to even give us a $250
for that
gift card for that event. Okay. So that's like whatever the prize money is, depending on how many teams. Then we had another $250 for first place. We take care of the plaques, and we always pay out. We always give plaques out to first, second, and third. That's every tournament. Okay. And then we always have a big bass plaque, which is really a cool plaque. It's like a 3D plaque, and everybody always wants to get that one. That's it. I mean, aside from the money, they really like the plaque.
Sure.
And sometimes there's been issues, right, where like guys say, "Well, what are you wasting your money on the plaques for?" Well, to me, a plaque is the money you're going to spend on whatever, and it's gone. But the plaque is there forever. It's like a picture.
Sure.
Brings back memories.
Absolutely.
Lets you think about, that exact day when you caught that big fish, and, and all the stuff that went along with it. I think it's important to have plaques.
Sure.
And we've always felt like that. We fished a circuit where the guy, he got away from plaques, and we always thought he made a mistake in doing that. Okay. So we wanted to bring him back. We wanted to make him cool.
Memory, all
the
that.
Memories, man. It's like, why do we take photos? Right. To remember 10 years, later. Oh, remember this day? Wasn't that a fun day?
Right.
Same thing.
Speaking of which, I brought something that you'll probably recognize.
So, who are them guys?
Yeah, I remember that.
See that now? There's a first place.
You and your handsome brother caught some fish, huh? So.
Yeah, we were very fortunate. Phil Piscatello, who happened to be at the tournament, he's a really great guy. He and his wife are biggest fans. They come out here for every event. Well, he actually writes for Midwest Outdoors, which is a great local magazine because you can get a lot of helpful hints from there. You can see a lot of the different circuits people advertise through there and so forth. But he was out on an event. He took some pictures of us when my brother and I collected first place this year in 2019, and also big bass.
Yeah, he had to throw that in.
Yeah, and also big bass. And so, anyways, we collected the first place, and we were like, he took a picture and he put it in the magazine in the Illinois section, so that was kind of cool.
Okay. Yeah, and it looks like you're holding the big bass. Is that correct?
Well, I don't want to brag.
So all right. So Teddy didn't catch that, just so we can say on camera. Right?
Yeah.
All right. So
he got the last time we took first place. He got the big bass on that one.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're splitting it.
Yeah. So and we work with Midwest Outdoors. We sell their stuff here, and work closely through Phil, obviously, and great. Great group to work with there. As far as the events, if somebody wanted to learn more about the events or find out about sponsorship or being able to get involved in fishing it, how do they reach out to you?
Well,
guys,
we have a website. Pretty much everything is on there. MutinyBassAnglers.com. Okay. Has a sponsorship page. Okay. The date of the events. We also have a Facebook page. Okay. And also on that website has our phone numbers. They can contact us. Give us a call.
Yeah, give us a call. I mean,
and Geneva questions, I usually answer those.
Right.
Scott and I run the Geneva division. Okay. With the help of Tom Gradowski and Jeremy Hukin and Billy Heim. Big help, man, I tell you.
Okay.
Like some of us might fish an event here or there, but these two guys are the contact guys for Geneva. Okay. They're the ones that have taken that on, and they want, we're all affiliated MBA.
Right. Oh, of course.
But it's just that we need somebody, as far as from our 6 directors, to be kind of in charge of that, and John and Scott are.
Sure, yeah. There's a
absolutely.
lot to putting these on. That's one thing I've learned just
Yes.
from kind of helping with running them from my end here, is seeing all that is involved on your end in terms of, putting it on and people checking in and checking the boats and
I mean, we're here at
and
4 a.m.
Yeah, we got some, long days
and we're
early
getting
mornings.
everybody checked in. We do boat checks in the morning so that, try to minimize any shenanigans. So we do boat checks, check through the whole boat.
I'll wear my security hat.
Yes,
now on.
from now on
Yeah.
those days, right?
So, yeah.
And so we then we get everybody out. Usually, always on time. Always, we get everybody out, and then it's an 8-hour fishing day. Unless, of course, like this year, we had a couple no wake events. Whenever there's a no wake event, we always try to give you an extra hour.
Okay.
So it helps you with commuting because let's face it, we're on the northern lakes. If you want to fish Bistake Lake on the southern end,
It's an hour and a half.
you have an hour and a half idle. And that's basically it, idle. You're just 5 miles an hour, 6 miles an hour. That's about it.
Yeah.
So, it takes you a long time to get down there.
Yeah.
So we try to accommodate our anglers to make sure that everybody's happy with their fishing day and they feel like they're getting their money's worth.
Okay.
$200 is still a lot of money. Somebody puts $200 in, you want to give them at least a good 8-hour day of fishing if you can.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. And as long as the days are, it's and as much work as we know is ahead of us. Always looking forward to it, regardless of the weather. So
Right.
another thing with we're sitting here all with the same sweatshirts, whether we're the Three Musketeers
You got the memo,
or Three
right?
Stooges.
Yeah.
I'm not sure which, but but if there's a lot of talk about the Mutiny logo and and the NBA logo and kind of what you guys have here. So are people able to buy these sweatshirts online or what are they able to do with these now?
Well,
John's the guy to
we're not
contact.
online yet. You just have to come to one of our events and purchase
so sell
it
them
at the
at
trailer.
the events. Yep,
Yeah.
they're sitting in the trailer.
I mean, we're not.
So.
We are talking about possibly doing something where we actually market our clothing wear.
Okay.
Which I don't know if it's going to happen in 2020.
No.
We still have logistics to deal with because then you have to contact the state. And
Sure.
everything. What we basically do is we offer apparel at our trailer,
Mm-hmm.
and all we're doing is using that money to then put into our classic fund.
Okay.
It goes back to everybody. We're not making anything on it really.
So the sales from the raffles, and this is good for me to understand too. The sales at each of the event, the raffle sales at
Goes
each
right
event
back into
goes
the-
back towards the year-end
Yeah.
pot.
Yeah.
So
I mean, we
wow.
utilize it's a $30 membership per year. So you
Okay.
pay it one time
Yep.
per individual. Okay?
Okay.
And then you are a member for Mutiny Bass Anglers, Fox Chain, and Lake Geneva. In other words, you don't have to buy a separate membership for both of them. You just have to buy one membership, and it accommodates both divisions.
Okay.
And you can fish either or. We have like how you qualify and everything in our rules, but for their championship, you have to qualify for the championship.
Okay.
But so we use that $30, and then we take the 5%, like I told you, off of every tournament, and those are basically what we run the circuit on.
Okay.
We we have to save up. We bought
We
a
bought a scale. We bought a $1,700 scale.
$1,800 for this
help.
professional scale that everybody felt like we should have because
I made it go a bunch.
oh yeah, you have wind and the fish are jumping around. So this one locks in almost instantaneously, and all the professional circuits use it.
Okay.
So we felt like we should get one of those, but that doesn't happen overnight. It took us years to save for that,
Right.
because you have to get that extra money and then you dump it back into your business, right?
Okay.
The same thing with the trailer. The trailer cost us thousands,
Right.
and we had to pay that back. It was like borrow it up front, and then every year you make a little extra. You pay off the trailer, right? If we were taking 30% cut on this thing and paying back 70% or something like that, it'd be a different ballgame. We'd have a lot more money. But we try to, like I said, our classic was for $23,000 this year. If you look back to the first year when we started, our first year, what was it, John? 12.5.
Yeah. Yeah,
12.5.
we guaranteed. We thought it'd be around 10, and we got 12.
We actually got 12.5.
Thanks to our sponsors.
Yeah.
Thanks
And
to
then
the
the next
sponsors.
year it was 15,000, and then the next year it ended up being 17.5,
Yeah,
I think, with all the cash and some prizes involved. And then this year, it's $23,000. So you could see where we're growing every year because of the great sponsorship and the ability to bring more people in. and we roll over like any idea we could come up with to make more money.
Mm-hmm.
We do because we want our championship to be bigger.
Okay.
That's how you draw in big numbers is when you show them the money, right? They're going to come. And they're going to say, look at this championship for a local tournament that runs only Geneva and the chain. These guys are paying out great money, and we want to be a part of that.
Yeah. So in the 4 years or so roughly that you've been doing this, what are you hearing from your members in terms of feedback that you guys are getting?
Well, a lot of guys were a little skeptical about the way we ran our championship last year, where we had one on Geneva and one on the chain. They're like, "Oh, that's the Geneva guys are going to have the advantage because you catch bigger fish up there. You're going to get a better sack that day." They're all like, they weren't happy with it. Well, after the event, I think 7 of the top 10 were chain guys.
Okay.
And I think on day one on Geneva, the top 10 were like
The top 6 or 7 were chain guys
right.
on Geneva.
So
And
now, but I had a lot of guys come up to us afterwards going, "That was great. That was a great idea. You guys ought to do that again."
Right.
And that was from one of the biggest complainers.
Right.
Yeah.
So hear that, Geneva fans? We need some competition to come from the Geneva side,
The Geneva guys are great guys. I think
the
the ones that have jumped on board right away. A lot of good guys. Had a chance to talk to some of them. Got to meet a little bit more of them during the championship.
Yeah.
I know John knows them more, and Scott because they're out there on the events. But they're great guys, and I think we're going to start seeing more of them coming on board as they get to know. Sometimes what it is. It's that hesitation. You kind of go with what maybe was established because you feel more secure that they're going to be around.
Yep.
But here's this fly-by-night group that's coming in. Oh, are they going to just run a circuit for 1 year? I'm not going to dedicate my time.
Sure.
We're not going anywhere. We truly want to make it work on Geneva.
Right. Yeah.
And as long as like Tom Gradowski's aboard, Billy Heim and Jeremy Hukin, and these guys help out, then it enables us to build this thing back up to what Tom used to have them is 50 teams every event. Every event.
You had to get, you had to get a spot. Put
Yeah,
a
he was
deposit down and guarantee a spot.
He was turning boats. He was turning boats away because the permit only allowed for so many.
Okay.
And if let's say 60 wanted to fish it, he could only take 50.
So would you guys want to stop it at the 50 as well, just out of curiosity?
Oh, we have to.
You
We have to.
Okay, so that's part of it.
We would go 75 if we
Okay.
could, but Geneva.
Okay.
DNR will let you have 60, but the town or the Williams Bay is only 50-50.
Okay.
That's all you can do.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
Now on the chain there is no limits as far as I know, right?
No.
John does the permits.
I do the permit, but I go, I put it up to like 75.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we could fish 75 out here. I know in the past we fished tournaments out here that 80, 90 teams.
Okay.
Now this is going back a long time ago when maybe there wasn't the competition. There was
Sure.
There was one circuit back.
one circuit, so he could draw everybody.
Well, and it is a commitment too.
Oh,
You got to be committed to a whole season, especially if you're in it for winning that championship at the end and getting there. So there's a lot of dates, obviously.
Yeah. Oh, and the Geneva dates, just real quickly.
Yeah, go ahead.
If people, May 3rd, May 31st, June 21st, July 26th, August 30th, and then because this year we had something out of necessity, because we had one of our tournaments was canceled because the Geneva was basically almost shut down.
They shut it down in no wake also.
Because of the rain, the heavy rains. So we combined. What we did was we moved a Sunday event to a Saturday, and then we had a Saturday-Sunday combined event that had one payout. The guys loved it so much that they wanted another one for next year.
Okay.
So it looks like we're combining September 19th with September 20th
Okay.
and making it a big payout.
It's 2 entries. It's still a double entry.
Double entry.
Counts as 2 tournaments.
Okay.
The guys were just amazed at the payout when we only had, I think, just less than 20 boats for that tournament. They're like, wow, look at the payout here.
Really? Yeah.
Because you had double entries.
Right.
Yeah.
Like he said, it counts as 2 tournaments because in order to qualify for our classic, you have to fish a minimum of 4 tournaments in either division. So if you commit to Geneva, you have to fish 4 there, and you could fish 4 on the chain. But you have to be paid in for 7. Okay, this is the only way we can make it fair as far as everybody being paid in equally.
Okay.
So, but the other 3 you can fish in either division. So let's say you could fish 4 of these dates on the chain, and that's where you commit yourself. But then you can fish 3 on Geneva. That counts as qualifying for the classic,
Okay.
and vice versa.
Or if you want, you can fish 7 on Geneva and 7 on the chain.
Yeah, you can
There
do double.
Go. Yeah. See? Yeah.
Now it doesn't give you any advantage to double qualifying.
Right. Exactly.
But either way, I mean, you can fish all of them if you want.
Okay.
One membership, you just pay individual entries on each tournament.
We have another thing. It's a 7-Eleven first out of the money pot. You pay $10 for a 7-Eleven sticker. All we require is that you team $10 pays for all year. Just display it on your boat or truck to support our sponsor. And that money we also take and put towards the championship.
So it's first out of the money gets
$100 gift certificate.
$100 gift certificate.
Okay.
So like you got your last place. Let's say that's 10th. Well, now 11th will pay a $100 gift card, and that varies. Okay, so I can't really commit to who is it from. Let's say, but that'll vary. And then this year we actually had a sponsor come in.
Rowdy Buzzbaits.
Rowdy Buzzbaits.
Okay.
And they gave us buzzbaits. So we gave out 2, one to each angler, second out of the money.
Okay.
So like we don't even keep that. We just keep
Right,
giving
exactly.
whatever we
Sure.
get. We're just keep giving out to our guys as much as we can because the guys really like it. They're getting extra stuff and paying down more slots and et cetera. So it makes everybody happy. I think. Yeah.
And I know you mentioned guys, but I know we had Cheryl, a gal, fishing.
We
the
have
event. She fished
Violet.
with Dave.
Violet.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right.
Yeah, she fishes Lake Geneva.
Yep.
She's actually thinking about fishing. She actually fished the guys and gals in the Fox Chain this year.
Yeah, one.
In one, with Pete Ryder.
Yeah.
With Pete Ryder, she won.
Yeah.
So I mean, talk about awesome, right?
Yeah.
Well, she's very dedicated. She's got a YouTube channel too.
Okay.
And she's sponsored by, I think this year she's going to be sponsored by Dio and several other places.
Lake County Water Sports.
Yeah, Lake County Water Sports, which is another one of our sponsors.
Okay.
We do an event for them too, usually in May.
Lions Club.
For the Lions Club on Bangs Lake in Wakanda.
Okay.
So we do like a half-day tournament for them. We go out there and we conduct their weigh-in and we get everybody off, et cetera, et cetera. And they really enjoy that.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a fun little event.
Yeah.
But anyways, Violet, Cheryl, we have Lori Berthold.
Yep.
And
Miller now.
Well, yeah, Miller now. Sorry.
Miller.
Yeah, Donnie Miller's wife. And so we have. Look, we would love to get more women involved in the sport.
The female audience.
We would love to
in
get
these.
more women involved in the sport,
Yeah.
and a lot of times there's hesitation on the woman's part, or maybe they're not interested or whatever. But man, get out here. Oh wait, the new team this year. I can't remember.
Oh yes, Lisa and.
Yeah, Lisa and I can't remember. Brand new team this year. They came in. She's also fishing us. Fished all 7 events.
Zeb
Zeb
Meyer.
Zeb
and
Meyer.
Lisa. Yeah, I can't remember.
Okay.
Lisa's
Yes.
last
Yeah.
name.
Yeah.
Okay.
We know them, yep.
Good.
Yeah,
dude,
so
nice people.
boyfriend and girlfriend, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, boyfriend and girlfriend.
Okay.
So we're getting them. We're getting them slowly.
I want to see a female team come in and.
Oh, and
compete
kick
with
our
you
butts,
guys.
yeah.
That's
Well, I
what-
think
I'm gonna
Violet
keep
and
my
Cheryl
eye out
should
for a
team up.
Oh yeah,
So-
Violet and Cheryl should team up. They can, kick
I'll
our
sponsor
butts.
them.
Yeah,
So there you
they'll
go.
kick our butts. Is
So,
right. Yeah, they do. I mean, listen, they're just part of the groups. They're just members that are part of the
All
group.
good, yeah.
And
That's fun.
we encourage it. We encourage it. We like father sons coming out, father daughter. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody get out here.
Yeah. So with that being said, one of the teams that I sponsor, high school team in the bass fishing, because that's the collegiate and the high school programs are rapidly growing, and that's great to see all that. But Joey and Jackson, who we're close with here at Musky Tails, I'd like to get them involved in the NBA as they get older and and kind of be part of the circuit. But have you ever thought about doing kind of a youth event? I know you do the guys gals. Have you ever thought about doing
I'll
a
let
youth
Ron
event?
answer
Or-
this one.
I was.
There's no right or wrong. I'm just
Yeah,
curious
the
what your
problem
thoughts are.
with the youth, I was a boat captain for Stevenson High School.
Okay.
For a couple of years, and it was a great experience, But when I started this thing out, this took a lot of my time, so I couldn't really dedicate the fishing time with the team. So I had to drop out. But I truly enjoyed my time doing that event. And anyways, one of the things is like when I came on as a boat captain, they did a complete background check on me. The school has like an insurance umbrella policy that covers the students.
Okay.
The students have to be approved by the parents. The parents have to sign waivers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's a lot
to it,
to
sure.
it. And we didn't know if we wanted to occupy ourselves with that.
Okay.
Because then you would have to have a legal department write up the waivers forms. You'd have to get actual permission from the parents.
Right.
Then how do you do it with the kids? They need boat captains.
Right.
Okay. This is a team event where there's 2 guys in the boat.
Yeah.
So then we start allowing boat captains where a pro from somewhere else comes in and he helps the team out.
Yeah.
How do we ensure that boat captain is a upstanding. I mean, there's just a lot of
Yeah.
logistics involved.
So is it at age 18 they're able to fish the circuit then?
Yeah,
Or?
yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, a minor can fish with their
Yeah,
father
like a
or
minor,
brother or-
for
can-
the tournaments?
Right,
Okay,
right.
yeah.
They can fish with their father, with their
Mhm.
uncle, as long as it's all cool, you know.
Yeah.
It just like right here, one team member must be at least 18 years of age.
Okay.
That's the bottom line.
Yeah.
But now, if a 13-year-old wants to fish with an 18-year-old,
Yeah.
we're going to need some parent consent.
Sure, yeah.
Just
right.
to cover ourselves on that.
Oh,
you know?
yeah,
And if they're good with it,
absolutely.
if the brother's 18 and the other brother's 15 and they
Yeah.
want to fish together, as long as the parents are cool with it,
Yeah.
we don't have a problem.
Yeah. Now, and what about, I know a lot of it leads up to the championship, but what I get people that come through the shop here that want to participate in events, and they're not able to do a full, circuit or series. Or do you welcome or want people to be able to
sure.
participate in just a single event if they can come out
Sure,
and pay
sure.
the $200 for the
Yeah.
day and
Yeah.
see what it's all about?
Absolutely. I
They
mean,
don't
there
have
is,
to commit
there-
to
They'll
a
have to
whole
become a
season.
member too.
but
so-
we have one-day memberships.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Okay. So there's a way to participate even without doing.
Yeah,
the
so
whole
it's
year.
a $10
Yeah.
for one day.
That was
Okay.
for subs though.
Yeah, but if you
Oh
want,
no, we did change that. Didn't we?
yeah, if you're gonna, well, actually, yeah, if you're gonna fish one event, then we could do it that way. If you want, because remember, if you want to just fish one event, like Chris Grohl, right? Fish
Right.
one, he wanted to fish as a sub, but still, he was only gonna fish one event. So if you're gonna fish one or two events,
Mhm.
then you just get a one-day
No,
$10.
That's for subs.
Yeah, for
That's for
membership.
subs.
But if you want to fish all the events or more than, let's say, at least three, you're better off just getting a yearly membership.
Okay.
You know,
All right. So there's ways to get involved because when people come in through here, I always talk about MBA or they see stuff that's out or brochures, and we talk about it. And there's active local interest. People want to participate, but a lot of times people, when they're not familiar with the organization and they see guys holding up big fish and they see the brochures, they sometimes think that this is kind of a a pro circuit. And,
Yeah, no.
But it's there. I know there's guys that fish it seriously, and there's guys that
Well,
are still
listen,
learning. And
we have
trying to do things.
as part of our who's been a member with us for a number of years, and now because he's obviously preoccupied over the last couple of years, Chris Bassmaster Elite fisherman Chris Grohl.
Okay.
Okay, he fishes our events.
Okay.
Now he doesn't fish them as much as he used to,
Mm-hmm.
but he still comes out for a couple a year.
Okay.
And so now there's your level up here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you have father and son team maybe, or guy comes
Couple
with his,
buddies that just
want to just check us out, or
Okay.
a guy and his girlfriend want to come out and check us out, and they think they can be competitive,
Mhm,
but they want to have fun and do. So it's really the levels are like
Yeah, and that's what we're trying to do is get
and
more.
and,
of
and,
the,
and
the
just
local-
because Chris is and this is not to put Chris down because he's a great fisherman,
Uh-huh.
but like Chris is an elite pro in the Bassmaster circuit.
He
He's
ain't gonna win it
professional.
all the time.
Yeah, he doesn't win all. I mean,
Yeah.
you would think, oh my God, he's going to win first place every time. This is fishing.
Right.
It's not catching.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The lake changes, the conditions change.
Sure.
Fish you were on 2 days ago are gone.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, somebody stumbles onto something, they catch a huge number of, and they win the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And we love to see. Listen, we love to see guys hook up checks that don't. Let's face it. There's certain guys that do better than others
Mhm.
because they're out here a lot
they
practicing.
spend a lot of time.
Yeah, they spend a lot of time.
Mhm.
So they put in their time, they put in their work, and they do better as a result of
Yep.
it. But that doesn't mean that they're going to win all the time, and they don't.
Right.
And so it's really nice to see guys hook up checks that have never hooked up 1st
Mhm.
place.
Yeah, absolutely.
And next thing you know, they're getting the accolades and the trophies and the money, and
sure.
and that really pumps people up. They want to come back. They want to try it again.
Mhm.
They just beat the best of let's say the best anglers on the chain.
Right.
I mean, that's what we'd like to think we draw, the best
Mhm.
anglers on the chain.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't think we had two people win.
Oh,
No,
really?
yeah.
Yeah.
The
A
same
different winner all the
last
time.
year.
Yeah. That's actually
I
interesting.
don't
Yeah.
think we did.
No, not we had. Well, if you count
Count
the championship,
yeah,
which
Reef and
Reef and Reef, father and
father
son
and
team,
son team, Dave and
Dave
Jason
and
Reef.
Jason Reef.
Great sticks.
They won a first place.
Mm-hmm.
They won the championship,
Mm-hmm.
and then they were fortunate enough to win Team of the Year,
Okay.
which is another $1,000 in your pocket.
Okay. So that was a good day for them.
That was a very good day for them. They get
Yeah.
a separate trophy for Team of the Year. They get another. What it is we pay $1,000 of their entries into next year until they run out of money, which is basically
Five tournaments.
5 tournaments.
Okay.
So that's what we can do right now. We'd like to make it someday where it's all 7 tournaments, and
Mhm.
hopefully that might happen. But money is what it is, right?
Sure, yeah. Okay.
So anyway, so we they happen to win a lot.
Okay.
They had a great year. But have they done that before? Yeah, they've won first places before, but
Right.
they haven't won the championship.
Right.
You
Right.
know, they haven't won Team of the Year. Let's
Mhm.
say like with all that. But sometimes it's your time. You're just doing great.
That's how it works. Absolutely.
You're on stuff, and it's all working out for you, and boom.
So when you guys were doodling on bar napkins years ago, did you anticipate kind of the success and kind of seeing where you guys are at in terms of number of boats and how you're expanding to another division or water now? Was that the beginning thoughts back then, or did you not know where it was going? Or?
We weren't sure, but we all wanted to be successful. We made it work.
Yeah.
We're a bunch of, we're not quitters. I mean, if we were, we'd have given up a while ago because we don't make it. It's not.
Well, we fish all the time.
Yeah,
so
well, we fish all the time, so we thought, well, what better way to fish all the time than run your own circuit? But yeah, you go into anything like this and you think to yourself, well, all right, we're borrowing money to buy a trailer, and now we're kind of vested, and hopefully we can draw enough teams so that maybe we can get some of that money back to pay back the trailer, and hopefully we can be successful. And there's other circuits out here that are running continually, and they were ahead of us, so now we're trying to compete with them. It's not an easy thing, but we always felt like we had some innovative ideas that were different than other people's, and as a matter of fact, circuits have tried to mimic some of the stuff that we incorporated.
Okay.
And flattery, right? I mean,
yeah, right. Yeah.
So
sure.
Yeah, so they're flattering us by doing that because they see that we're doing something right and they want to do the same thing.
But not bad for six misfits.
Yeah, I mean,
as we were called.
Somebody
tournament directors.
Somebody referred to us as misfits, and then we're never going to make it.
Misfits.
Yeah,
you're not changing the tournament name, are you? The circuit name.
Yeah, the Mutiny Misfits.
Yeah.
No, listen. It's been a great ride. We've only been going up.
Yeah.
So I guess we're blessed, that it's worked out well for us.
Yeah.
We hope to continue on doing this thing as long as we get the support.
Yeah.
And the support you give us here is great.
It's wonderful.
I mean, that was one of
wonderful.
the
Time to bite, Musky Tails. I mean, working with you has been a dream, because we started out somewhere else in the beginning, our first 2 years, and
we couldn't have done it without him.
Yeah, right. He helped us. He helped us in the beginning tremendously to start it out.
That's enough said.
Yeah, and then he helped us out to start it out because we couldn't have done it without him. But the bottom line is, our vision was bigger, maybe, like your vision is. You have a bigger vision, and you work with us and not against us, And so with that idea, you can really build it to who knows how.
Sure, yeah, we all support each other. We talk about that all the time. How can we help each other and be successful in different ways? Do you remember how we got connected originally? Because I think you guys,
Teddy,
kind of,
Teddy. Well, you were sponsoring us. You were sponsoring us with gift cards.
Well, no, I remember that.
But Teddy.
Well,
listen. Was it Nick Vitullo that introduced Teddy to you?
Is that okay? Yep. Yeah.
Maybe it was Nick Vitullo.
Yeah,
Nick
so
said something like he knew you better, and he said, Kurt is trying to expand, and he would love to run a circuit, and et cetera, et cetera. And then Teddy ended up, my brother and I came in here to have something to eat and something to drink, and we ended up talking to you, and then Teddy kept in contact with you.
Okay.
And then at that point, you were on board. We were kind of on the way out of the other place, and then we thought this might be the perfect fit.
Yeah.
The timing was right. A lot of things in life are timing, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
And the timing was right. It was almost like it was destined to be.
Yeah.
And then we kind of you started sponsoring us with the gift cards. But then we thought maybe we could take it a little further, and we did, and here we are 2 years later.
Yeah, it's interesting because kind of like I was saying with Bedford, being down south and being so supportive of you guys, quite honestly, when I was doing the gift cards, I'm Musky Tails, I didn't sell bass baits really a whole lot, and, and as we're kind of expanding here and growing into different species and products and getting connected with different, background, I didn't know what to expect. So putting out the gift cards was just like, hey, let's see what happens. And exactly. One thing led to another.
That sometimes you make a small investment in something that you think, well, it's not going to, that it's like our sponsors, they make an investment. Oh, all right, we'll sponsor you with some gift cards, or we'll give you a small amount of money and some gift cards, or whatever their comfort level is, you know. And then next thing you know, it blossoms into something bigger.
Yeah.
You never know, right?
Yeah.
That's what I always try to say. It's like, hey, our guys, a lot of them, 75% of them own bass boats. So if you own a marina or you sell boats, you kind of want to lock on to this because we got 180 members right now.
Right. Yeah.
And
is that between the two circuits?
The two circuits.
Yeah. Okay.
And that includes guys that may not fish us all year, but will come in for 2 or 3 events.
Okay.
But they're members. I mean, everybody's a member.
Right. Exactly.
And they know us. They fish us when they can. Next year we hope to grow a little bit more even.
Yeah.
For 2020. we like I said, we'd love to get it up to like 50 teams.
Okay.
Seems to be a nice number.
Okay.
And if we could run 50 on Geneva and 50 here, I think we'd be pretty darn successful.
Oh yeah.
12 payouts at that point, and everybody's happy. So
Yeah.
And along the way, you guys have helped me kind of bring in some new vendors and providers here. You know, I see John, you got your Falcon hat on,
Yep,
so you proudly display that. But you know, tell me about Falcon products and and what you use. And
I've been using Falcon since about 2001, 2003. I'm sorry, 2003. Went on board with them as a pro staffer back in like 2003, 2004.
Mm-hmm.
I've been with them ever since. Made American-made rods.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't use anything else. But
Okay.
a lot of good rod companies out there, but feel good with Falcon.
Okay.
To John's credit, he turned my brother on.
Oh, really? You
On the
guys use
Falcon.
Falcon too? Yeah.
We were using other rods, and then John said you really should try these rods, and
Mm-hmm.
I love them.
Yeah.
I've got probably 6 of them now.
Yeah,
and I
I
love
know
them.
they got the bass stuff. We got the long crappie sticks as
Yep.
well for them. So
Good product.
yeah, yep.
Good
So.
product.
So, as far as the fishing in general, we've talked about mutiny and stuff. Let's talk quickly about fishing and the bass fishing in the chain. I think a lot of times it's, I guess, underappreciated maybe because
Oh, yeah.
I see what comes out of here, and I never realized, we
Hands down.
do the release boat after these tournaments and see the weigh-ins right here on the patio, and it's great to see. But let's talk quickly about the fishery and Lake Geneva as well in terms of the bass fishing. What can you say about that?
I mean, the fishing out here has gotten so much better than when I first started out here.
Uh-huh.
I think I won a tournament back in when was it? 98, 94 with 4 fish, 9 pounds.
Okay.
9 pounds won't get you anything out here now,
Yeah.
unless it's one fish.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I mean, it's taking it. How many tournaments do we have that took 17, 18 pounds to win? I
Mhm.
mean, it's the bass out here.
Our
unbelievable.
weights-
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Mhm.
And I truly, I was talking to a DNR. DNR showed up here at a couple of our events just to hang out and
Yeah,
talk and stuff.
right.
And I was talking to one of the guys, and he actually asked me that question. He said, I noticed you're really bringing in. Do you find yourself bringing in like bring bigger fish? I said, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, do you think it's because of the shad? And I said, absolutely, it's
Oh,
got to
yeah.
be. It's
Really?
got to be.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about an incredible forage base,
Mhm.
and all these fish have adapted to it.
Mhm.
And then they also have, the bluegill, the perch, and the regular minnows, and everything else they feed on,
Mhm.
frogs and whatever else.
Right.
And it's incredible. We've noticed over the last couple years even how big are the weight. This year we had a guy come in with a, was it 6.5?
650 something.
Yeah,
650
6.5 pound bass that would have guaranteed you first place.
or big bass.
Absolutely guaranteed you first. Big bass.
Yeah.
And somebody beat him with a 6 3/4 pound
Oh,
bass.
wow. Okay.
That was Lori.
Flammy brought in a 6.5,
Yeah.
and then
Lori
Lori
and Donnie
Miller
brought in-
and Donnie brought in a 6 3/4. The
6,
guy's
7,
jaw
6.
dropped.
Yeah,
How
right.
do I get beat?
Yeah.
But this is the kind of fishery it's becoming.
Okay.
You literally you gotta, not all the time, because my brother and we won with 15 pounds.
Okay.
But now really those days of 9 or 10 pounds are over.
Right.
Oh, if you don't, you got to have at least 15 to be
Yeah.
contention for
14
Yeah.
and 15 pounds you got to win.
Okay.
And then you're getting up to some crazy weights of 17, 18 pounds.
Yeah.
Okay.
5
yeah.
fish.
If I
Yeah.
remember, didn't we have a 19-pound bag this year?
No.
No?
I think 18 was
1873.
Okay, so
maybe.
yeah,
it was
yeah.
close.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
close,
I
but
round
it did.
up when I
Yeah.
fish, so.
Right, hold the fish closer, right?
So.
It's bigger.
Yeah. So all right. So and that's a great bag. What was the biggest bag you remember at Geneva this year?
Oh, John, what do you think?
God.
20 something?
Was
I
it?
think
Yeah.
it was. I think it was
This
pretty
year was
close
an
to-
off year.
Off year for Geneva.
It was.
Okay.
I mean, years ago. I mean, I don't know where all the 6-pounders went up there. But,
Oh, really? Yeah. But still, so chain and Geneva separation is
Seems
pretty
like
close, really.
seems like they're getting closer.
No
We
kidding,
used
yeah.
to Geneva, correct me if I'm wrong, but 22, 23, 24 pounds to win.
Yeah, back when we used to fish for 6 fish. I mean, 25, 26.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You know,
But
it's
now it seems like 20.
18 to 20.
Yeah, 20 is
Okay.
the like if you can get up to 20, you're going to get first place.
Okay.
5 fish limit.
Yeah.
That's still a considerable average.
Yeah.
Right.
For a lake that's so close to Illinois, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's right over the border basically.
And they have, both good largemouth, good smallmouth up there, and the smallmouth that have come on down here in the chain is unbelievable.
Yeah. They're right.
I
Yeah.
mean,
We're seeing.
We're getting more and
small.
more of them coming
Yeah,
in.
Yeah.
big ones,
Right.
4-pounders and
Yeah.
stuff. It's
More and more smallies are coming in, which is
Mhm.
really cool to see. guys are really ecstatic about that. Everybody's always taking pictures of the smallmouth.
And you can use one smallmouth in the tournament, or can you?
No.
You could have 4 or 5 smallmouth.
Yeah, there's
Really?
what is
well,
it?
it's 3 per guy, but you can't catch them
Yeah.
until after June
Oh,
15th.
okay.
Right.
Okay.
But
There's
you know,
a limit
it's
on
3
when
per
you can
guy,
bring
and
them
we
in.
only allow 5 fish to be weighed. So,
So technically,
Right.
you can bring in all smallmouth, but
Yeah.
it's 3 per person that you're bringing in. But since you're a team, you can bring in 5.
Okay.
You know,
All
so
right.
yeah.
We got a lot of water to cover, obviously,
yeah.
and one of the concerns I had when we first started working together was that we were too far north, and this is my own thinking in the chain system, because bass fishing wasn't as good on the north waters as it may be on the south waters. But it seems like when these events take place, fish are being caught all over the
Yes.
place. So
well, this used to never leave these lakes. You know,
Yeah.
Oh, really?
back
Yeah.
in the day, yeah.
okay,
These
so
lakes-
people would stay up north
yeah.
and fish the
Oh, yeah.
bass. Oh,
These
no way.
these lakes, I'll tell you, it's like the northern lakes
Well,
are
this
more.
guy, he won't leave here either.
Yeah, well, I love the weed line fishing. I've gotten pretty
Okay.
good at it. I mean,
Okay.
this was weed line fishing right there.
Okay.
But when you get into this like clear water, more weeds going up north.
Mhm.
As you start getting south, you start getting maybe less weeds. Not eliminating
I
weeds.
don't know about less, but dirtier. Or
Yeah, it's
not as clean.
They don't
not
go as
clear.
deep. They don't go
Okay.
as deep because
Mhm.
let's say the clear water allows them to grow deeper, whereas
Okay.
down south the water's off colored. Well, it's kind of murky.
Well,
at
some of
times.
it. Some
Yeah.
of it's been
And-
cleaner this year than I've.
Then
Yeah,
I've seen
yeah,
it.
the water
Yeah.
clarity's
Yeah.
been good. Yeah,
So
absolutely.
but you have like different. You can fish all kinds of different lures, is what I'm saying. You
Yeah.
know, you don't have to just be locked into weedless lures all the time.
Mhm.
You can fish some crankbaits. You can fish some jerk baits. You can
Mhm.
fish.
Fish
you
the
know,
way you like.
Yeah, you're the way you like, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
spinner baits.
Yeah,
and-
everyone's got a different preference, and
Listen, a lot of times people are run and gun type fishermen. Some people like
Yeah.
to fish faster. Some people like to fish slower.
right.
There's advantages to both, and sometimes one's better than the other. But there's no set rule. It's fishing.
Right.
The fish determine what you're going to use.
Sure.
You
yeah.
may start out wanting to fish spinner baits and swim jigs, but you end up fishing a soft stick bait
Mm-hmm.
as slowly as you can because
Yeah.
that's what the fish are going to hit.
Yeah.
So you don't know.
Yeah. And I hear a lot of the bass guys saying that they're catching musky. That happens
yeah.
too. And
Oh,
Can't
yeah.
tell you how many times that happens.
yeah.
The musky guys, I'm not gonna, because I fished muskies out here too. And my biggest one so far out of here was 44 inches.
Okay.
Not a huge fish, but a nice fish.
Yeah, they're healthy.
Yeah, and I don't fish it a lot, but occasionally we'll go out and do a little musky fishing. But what we found is these muskies surprise the heck out of me because they'll be in shallow water, 3 feet of water, and there's these big muskie in there,
mm-hmm.
and we're catching them bass fishing lures,
Yeah, right.
or losing bass fishing lures,
Right. Yeah.
when
exactly,
they take
yeah,
them,
Yeah.
But they're there. The northerns have gotten bigger. If you're a northern pike fisherman, I've noticed they've gotten a lot bigger out here.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
catching
you
them
see.
on. I'll catch one. I caught one on a Senko that was like this big,
Yeah.
and they're just everything's getting bigger.
Yeah,
I
no,
imagine.
Crappie. The
Yeah.
crappie are great too.
Crappie. Yeah.
Walleye.
Yeah,
I know you had a walleye
Yeah,
guy on,
yeah,
Neil.
yeah.
So, anyways, but it's like the walleyes are getting fat. I mean, everything out here is growing. People will ask you. I don't know how many times I get this. There's fish on the chain,
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
right? Because
yeah.
everybody thinks
With
of
all
the
them
chain,
boats out
yeah,
there.
Yeah.
as a pleasure
Sure.
body of water, right? I mean, I think I saw on TV one time that the chain of lakes is per boat usage per acre. I guess
Mhm.
boat usage per acre. It's one of the top 10 busiest bodies of water,
Waterways, Yep.
chain of lakes in the entire USA,
Correct.
right?
Yeah.
So if I'm not wrong, down at the bottom of the list, I know it was 7, 8, or 9 or somewhere in there, but still, think about that.
Mm-hmm.
So people look at the chain and think, well, that's just a body of water you go pleasure boating on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not so, man.
Right.
Get out here and fish.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
Bluegills are big. The crappies are beautiful.
See a lot of everything. I see
Yeah.
catfish.
Oh, yeah.
Catfish.
Carp.
Oh my God, I've caught catfish.
Catfish,
Bass
yeah.
fishing.
Oh yeah, cats will hit anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never even realized that, but yep.
It's a great body of water. People
Yeah.
want to just come out here and fish for fun. Come out here and fish for fun. Yes, is there a lot of boat traffic on the weekends during the summer?
Sure.
Heck yeah, there is.
Yeah.
But you know what? You fish around that.
Mhm.
Okay.
Or
Get
if you
out here.
can, come out in the middle of the week. It's beautiful.
Oh,
out
during
there.
the middle of the week, it's a different body of water.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem too. You fish it out during the middle of the week. You're on
pre-fishing,
fish,
yeah,
pre-fishing, and then you get out there in the weekend
It's a
after it's
different
been
game.
pounded on Saturday,
Mm-hmm.
and things change.
Yeah.
So you always have to be aware of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I look forward to this upcoming season and kind of working closer, and appreciate the friendships that have come out of
Yes.
working with you guys.
It's been a good time.
it's been a lot of fun, and these events are great, and we got some good things ahead. So good luck to both of you guys and your respective
Thank you.
teams. And
Thank you.
I want to
Thank
see you
you.
on the front of Midwest Outdoors.
Yeah,
And,
that's
yeah.
Phil.
So-
Phil gets us on there.
Yeah.
He'll get us on there.
So,
Well,
but
just
you
have
got to
to win
catch
it.
some fish.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know,
gotta
our
catch fish to get
directors
there.
have done, like
So.
this year, for instance, Nick Cozy and Joe McNamara took a first place. My brother Ted and I took a first place.
Yeah.
John and Scott took a second in the championship, so they
Mhm.
actually won more money than we did on these.
Right. Oh yeah.
You know, and Nick and Joe took a third place. I mean, there's really a great opportunity to catch fish. I don't consider myself the best stick out here. I
Mhm.
think there's a lot of guys better than me.
Okay.
But
It was your day that day.
yeah, it was
no,
my
there you
day.
go,
We went
yeah.
out there, we worked hard, and we got a good bite, and we won.
Right.
And it's
And
the
that happens.
camaraderie that we all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We listen.
Yeah.
After we're done with the event, because you know the events run 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. Except for in the spring and the fall, then we'll run them a little different. But because you know the sun, you get sunrise to
Mhm.
and then you run them that way. So you get a 6 to 2, let's say, most of the time. You come in, weigh-in is over by like let's say 2:45, maybe
3
3.
o'clock raffles.
And then you get some raffles going on, and then
Mhm.
so we sit down. It's like 5 o'clock finally. We can relax and just
have
you
a
know,
sandwich.
yeah, and talk
Mhm.
and joke a little bit. you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, all right, cool.
Well, good things to come, and again, thanks to our sponsor for Operation Fishing Freedom. I know you guys have supported some of the events we've held here with Take
Yes.
a Bet as well, and
Yeah.
very good. Thank you again, guys.
Oh, yeah. So one quick thing, real
Yeah.
quick. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
They're signaling me here. Our website,
Yes.
www.mutinybassanglers.com.
Okay.
We have a Facebook page.
Okay.
We've got the website. Everything's always on the website. Go on the Facebook page. You'll see pictures. You'll see previous pictures on the website. A lot of the current pictures on the Facebook page.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you can get affiliated with us. There's phone numbers. You can call us anytime. You can talk to us. Happy to answer any questions you have.
Sounds good.
Thanks for having us.
All right, absolutely. Thank
Thank
you
you,
again,
sir.
guys.